Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It is time for us to do another trash talk. I have stuff laid out. I'll put the category timestamps down below in the description box. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Things that I have are a couple of impress nails. The first ones are these like gold metallic ones that I am currently wearing. I absolutely love these. The first time I put these on, I didn't do this like sparkly gold accent. I did just all gold, and I do prefer that over the accent nail. I feel like it just like sticks out in kind of an odd way. I wish it had been like a less orangey type of glitter and more of like that soft gold that the rest of the nails are, but I absolutely love these. Definitely want to get another box of them. I like that they are really durable. Like I've had these on for almost a week and you can see just how well they have held up. They are harder than the other impress nails and I feel like the length of them is just really nice. I've gotten a lot of compliments on these, so definitely recommend these. If I can get another box of them, I absolutely will. Another one that I really enjoy, which I think is awesome for like the spring and summer, were these pink ones that had the flower accent nails. Again, I really enjoyed these. I would definitely pick up another box of them. I haven't seen these really, not that I can recall, in stores since I had first picked these up, but definitely enjoy these. You guys know I'm like on such a serious impress kick that it's kind of out of control. All right, we'll go ahead and move into skincare. I really have been focused on using up a lot of skincare samples, and I've managed to wipe out my entire sample collection aside from like a couple of single-use samples, so I'm really happy with that. So let's go ahead and look at all the different items. First I have is the Glam Glow Super Cleanse. This is a clearing cream to foam cleanser. This stuff was okay. It was kind of messy. The charcoal color of it would kind of like cling to any dry spot in my sink and just kind of create problems. It wasn't necessarily anything that I'd go out of my way to spring for, just nothing super impressive. I've not found the Glam Glow skincare, aside from some of their masks, to be that impressive. I also managed to use up the rest of my Arbonne skin samples. I had the Soothing Facial Cleanser, I had a toner, I had an extra moisture restorative day cream, and then there was the corrective eye cream. Aside from the like somewhat nice citrusy scent that these had, I really didn't find them to be anything I wanted to seek out full sizes of. I also managed to use up my Dr. Jart Night BB Beauty Balm. This I thought was kind of weird. This basically was like a BB cream, so it had color to it, which I'm not sure why you would want that in a night cream. And aside from that, the shade was too dark for me regardless, but I just think the concept of this is kind of strange and I wouldn't buy it. I have some samples that I used up. I used up the Sephora Mud Mask Purifying and Mattifying. Love this stuff. I used up the Ole Hendrickson Counterbalance Oil Control Hydrator. This stuff had a kind of a weird texture. I wasn't a big fan of it. I also used up the Find Your Balance Oil Control Cleanser. I didn't feel like it was that helpful with oil control, so I wasn't convinced to want to buy it. I have the Oasis Ultra Hydrating Cream. This stuff was really interesting. It was super thin and like watery almost feeling on the skin, but my skin just like sucked it right up. I definitely would be curious to maybe try a bigger sample of this to see what it would be like more long-term trying this out. And then lastly, I have the Perricone MD Multi-Action Overnight Treatment Restorative Night Cream. Nothing noteworthy. Few full-size skincare items that I've also managed to use up. I have the Origins Original Skin Retexturizing Mask with Rose Clay. I was using this as like a once a week in the shower mask. I didn't like the scent of this and I felt like it basically was just an exfoliator. It wasn't really a mask. Nothing that I would go out of my way to get again. I think I had only gotten this in like a Sephora favorites set, so I'm glad it's gone, but nothing super great. On the flip side though, I finally managed to finish up my Tarte Friction Stick. This essentially is a charcoal exfoliator that you rub on and then massage in. I would use this in the shower. This stuff took me a very long time to use up. I think in part because I was trying to use up some other facial cleansers and I was using those more than I was actually exfoliating my face. But I've been trying out other exfoliators in my collection and I miss this. This has a really fine exfoliant in it, but it's not too harsh. And I just think the stick application is a really easy way to apply it in the shower. You don't have to use it in the shower, but to me it was just really convenient for that. So definitely planning on picking up another full size of this once I kind of whittle through more of my exfoliator samples. The last thing that I have are my Beauty 360 facial cotton pads with 2 textures. I picked these up because I had a coupon which basically made them free, and I wanted to get the Shiseido dupe version that the 360 CVS brand has, but they didn't have them, and I've not been able to find them at my local CVS. I don't know if it's because at that particular CVS they don't stock them or if they're just always sold out, but I picked these up instead. They were fine. They're actually pretty large, so I was cutting some of them into 6 little squares for toner, but then I would use a full one to remove all my facial makeup because I am using a liquid facial remover right now because I had it in my closet. I wouldn't buy these again unless I was in a pinch or had them for a coupon for free. But I mean, they're just okay, but they're not as good as the actual like pure cotton ones that they sell. A couple of hair items. First thing I have is the Body Shop Ginger Scalp Care Shampoo. This stuff, I'm kind of like sick of it. I want to say one more of this size and then another one that is double the size. I'm hoping that I can work through them. I don't use ginger scalp or like scalp dandruff control as much in the summer because I find that my scalp isn't as dry, but in the fall and winter I definitely have to use these a lot, so I'll probably work through these slowly but surely. And then I've already managed to use up a Wave spray. This was half used up when I put it back in the closet because the hair curling season was past me, but now that I've pulled it back out, I've whipped through this. I am trying to find alternatives. I had tried to use the L'Oreal one last summer that they make. It's supposed to be like this, but it's not nearly as good. They sell a Sephora Favorites kit that has this in it and then a few other like Wave sprays, and some of them are a little bit cheaper. So I'm thinking of buying that and trying it out to see if I can find something a bit cheaper than this, because for 5 ounces you're paying $26, which is a lot of money, but for how much I curl my hair this time of year, I needed this to be able to tame the waves. All right, have like some miscellaneous body care items all mixed in one. The first thing that I have is the Body Shop Mango Sugar Body Scrub. I haven't purchased Body Shop products in quite some time, but I've got a bunch of exfoliants in my collection. I like the smell of this. Has a really nice, like, pure mango smell to it, but I swear this left an oily residue, which doesn't make sense because I have other ones that are from this like fruit line that don't do that, but this really, the base of it that holds the exfoliant together had like that oily feeling to it, and I'm just not a fan of that texture on my body. I really don't like oily feelingness on my body, so I wouldn't get this one again. I have the grapefruit one, which I'm pretty sure doesn't have that oil in it, and I want to say I have one more and then I'll be done with my Body Shop ones. I do like the exfoliators from the Body Shop, but they can be really hit or miss with what kind of base they're using within the exfoliant, and I'm just kind of tired of that, so I'll stick more to like Bath & Body Works and Fortune Cookie soap ones. I have this Marvis Jasmine Mint toothpaste. This was really interesting. I was really looking forward to trying it out, and the flavor of this basically was like grape candy, which maybe doesn't sound great as a toothpaste, but I really came to like it. So far, where I think like 3 for 3 on that kit, where I really enjoyed all of the flavors that they have put in that. So I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, the next one that I can pull out of the closet and just seeing if I like all of the flavors, and if so, I'll probably repurchase some of the full-size ones or just repurchase that little kit again because I did like the flavor variety, and these do last a pretty long time. I also have, this could be a little bit embarrassing, but I have a Poopery. This is ancient. I literally got this in, I want to say 2011, because I was living out of my suitcase and basically like in hotels or in sorority houses working for my sorority for a year. And I liked to have this because like when you're going to the bathroom at a place that isn't yours, or in some sorority houses that I was staying in, it was just like an open locker room kind of bathroom setup. It was nice to just spray this and get a little bit more like privacy. The packaging on here is, as you can see, super old. I think that they've rebranded a couple of times since then. Haven't picked it up because I've been using other things, but this does work, so I do recommend it if you are looking to have something like that in your bathroom. All right, some more samples. I've been on like a real sample kick. I used up my Brazilian Boom Boom cream. This stuff is nice, the smell is nice, but I won't spring the bucks for it because I think it's just too pricey for what it is. I have the Bath & Body Works White Citrus Lotion. This was fine. I'm not a big fan of the white citrus scent, but I was able to get a couple of uses out of this for my entire body, which I was really surprised by. I have this bag, which had a bar of soap in it from Fortune Cookie Soap. I have no idea what collection it was from. I want to say it was the 12 Days of Christmas, but the notes of the soap were so sweet that it doesn't seem to mix with the rest of the items that I've been using up from that box, but loved it. I have the You Shall Not Pass Sugar Scrub sample. I decided to pull out some of the smaller ones to work through them a little bit faster to feel a bit more progress in my exfoliating collection. And this scent was too like man's cologne-y, herbally for me. I didn't know going in what this scent was gonna be. I just tossed it in there because I had hit all the scents I wanted and then I needed to add another one to the sample kit. So I got one use out of it, glad it's gone, moving on to other things. Also used the Star Command Whipped Cream, which came out in the Toy Story collection. This was all right. I didn't think the scent mixed super great with my body. I actually just got another one of these in the mail, so I'll definitely use it up, but not my favorite scent for me. I have just a couple of perfume samples. I'm super happy that I've managed to work through like the last of my perfume samples. I used up the Replica Beach Walk, which is one of my favorites, and then I also used up Versace Bright Crystal, another one of my favorite perfumes. I do have, not necessarily full size, but I do have roller balls of each one of these. All right, let's move on to makeup. I got a lot in the mascara department. I have 3 that I'm decluttering and then 2 that I've actually used up. The first one is the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. This stuff is just too wet for me. I find that it like clumps my lashes. I do like the volume it gives, but I like to have more of a full set of I like to have the look of more full lashes than I do necessarily long. So I tried to like let this hang out for a while and dry out a little bit, but even after like 3 weeks, it still didn't dry out enough for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pitch it. I have the Lancome High Definition Mascara. This, I just like wasn't a big fan of the wand. It didn't really do a whole lot of anything for my lashes, which is odd because I love most Lancome mascaras that I come across, but I just don't feel like it's worth it to try to work through this when I have so many other full-size ones open. I also have the Physicians Formula Extensions. I've had this for just way too long and I really don't ever use this kind of like dual system format, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pitch this. And the 2 that I used up, I have the Lancome Sills Booster XL. Love this stuff, already bought a new one. And then the With a Twist Julep Lash Boosting Bamboo Mascara. I really do like this. What I like about this wand is that you can do 2 different styles with it. So you have this side, and then when you twist this, it actually scrunches the wand in. So it helps you get both volume and it helps you get sort of the fullness of your lashes, which I think is really nice. But I will say this stuff tends to dry out pretty quickly. So you have to really be focusing on just one mascara when you have this. And it also can be kind of tricky to remove from your eyes, but I still like this stuff quite a bit. Makeup that I have used up is the Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. I used this after I had used a bunch of my moisturizer samples up. I like the idea of this, but I feel like I'm somebody who really does like doing moisturizer and then primer. To have it be all in one step, I just always felt like there was some void, so I wouldn't necessarily buy it. The same thing goes for the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. This little like sample lasted a really long time. You need such a small amount of this stuff, so I can only imagine if you had a full size it would last you forever. But again, I'm someone who really I think enjoys the multiple steps, which seems odd that I would want more steps, but I just wasn't ready to fully commit to taking moisturizer out of my life and using this instead. I've also used up my MAC Fix Plus. I tried to work through a bunch of these as quickly as possible, and now I'm working on a full-size one, and then I'll come back to these. This was the lavender scent. I have found that I think this is my least favorite out of the 3, the coconut, the rose, and the lavender trios that I had picked up, but I do still like this product, happy with it, and I'll probably focus on my lavender ones first because they're not my favorite of the 3. The last makeup item that I have is another declutter. It's this Color World Professional Makeup Setting Powder. This I got in a Mimi box 1,000 years ago. I have not gotten a Mimi box in maybe 5 years at this point, maybe 4. And I have gone through phases with this where I finally figured out that this was breaking me out. As I mentioned before, I had a really bad, like, acne breakout right here. And one day I was thinking to myself, like, man, I've switched out of all of my like skincare stuff and I'm back on my normal stuff, and yet I'm still getting this breakout right here. And then one day I was thinking to myself, like, wait a second, I literally only set my face right in this area where I tend to have like little acne pimples that I pat with concealer, and then I set with this. And I was like, well, let's just like try taking this out. It's the last thing that I've like pulled in the past few weeks that, you know, maybe was different to my normal routine. And as soon as I stopped using this little pimple cleared right up. And it was a painful pimple. I don't get super painful acne. I mean, I don't get acne a lot anyways, but I don't get like cystic under the skin, like won't fully rise up but is throbbing. I don't get that very often, but I distinctly recall that exact same thing happened the last time I used this. So it's just time to let this go. I really wanted to finish it up. I had taken it out with the intent to finish it up, and there's a ton of product in here, but it's just not worth it. The acne breakouts, just not worth it. So I'm going and pitching it. I think I only have one more item lingering from Mimi boxes, which is a skincare item that I just haven't pulled out to use, but then I'm officially done. I went through a long phase with those. If you go back to my like unboxing playlist, you'll see a ton of Mimi boxes. I was super obsessed with Korean unboxings for a long time. Almost forgot, I also have a blush. This is a Tarte blush in the shade Sweet. I really wanted to like this, and I don't think the camera will fully pick up on it, but there are just straight like gold flecks in here, which I really don't like glitter shimmered like chunkiness in any of my face products. So this I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of. I'm actually trying to pan the lip product that matches this, and I really did like the lip product, so I'm bummed that I didn't like the blush as much. We obviously can't have a trash talk without some wax products, so let's go ahead and dive in. I have the Super Tarts Optimist, which is Raspberry Zinger Birthday Cake. This just didn't, it doesn't really have much of a scent on cold, and so then I melted it and it didn't produce any scent. I think this is just too old. I picked it up in a D-stash, and you can like see in the like casing here, like look how soft and sort of worn down that is. I think this is just expired, and so the scent oil has dissipated. The same thing goes with the Red Skull. It's sweet, fresh picked strawberries, creamy zucchini bread, and frosted vanilla buttercream. Again, in a D-stash. This was really just like worn down, and it had a little bit of a scent, but not much. I don't fault Super Tarts for that. It's my fault buying a D-stash and not knowing fully how old the wax was. So some misses there, but I recently bought some stuff from Super Tarts and looking forward to melting it. We also have Blueberry Muffin. I think this is from Nancy's Wax Creations. This was okay. I was hoping it would be a little bit stronger and last a little bit longer. I did cut this into thirds and was melting a small amount at a time. It wasn't finding just a ton of throw with it. So I'm hoping that some of the other blueberry ones that I picked up from her are a little bit better. We have Candy Panda's Lord of Chaos, which I'm pretty sure is a Lush scent. I liked this. I liked this so much. It was almost like, it had like a medicinal vibe to it, but it was really sweet. It was in my bedroom. I cut it in half, and let me tell you, it lasted so long. It was so strong for so long that I was almost like, all right, I'm kind of like getting a little sick of it. I'm looking for a little variety, but I let it just go and go. I think I ended up using this one over the course of an entire week in my bedroom, which is a really long time for wax to last. I have Super Tarts Voldemort. This was like just a sample cube that I got in a D-stash. I did like this scent, and one cube of it lasted a pretty long time. I don't know if I'd want to buy a full clam of it, but I did at least enjoy the one cube. I have the Rose Girls Clementine Rice Krispie Treats. I have to say the Rice Krispie Treats was really the dominant scent in this. I was using, there was like a little bag of like little tiny bricks, cubes about this big. I have to say I was doing about 2 at a time, and the scent thrower was pretty good, but it didn't last super long. Like I would say I was getting about 3 to 5 hours for each little set that I was putting in there. So I definitely wish it could have had a little bit of a longer life, but enjoyed the scent. And lastly, I have Yankee Candle's Peeps. This was like a little like single tiny wick that I ended up just cutting up and melting. The scent of this was nice and sweet, but didn't really last very long and wasn't super like blow you out of the house kind of smell. So it was fine. I had just gotten it for free anyways, but wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to buy this. All right guys, that is it for this round of trash. Hope you guys enjoyed today's round of trash, and I'll talk to you in my next video real soon. Bye.